Amidst the cliffs shrouded in thick fog, a voice full of disappointment broke the silence. The tension was palpable even before the fight began. The warrior stared intently, challenging his opponent without flinching. With his torn sleeve, he rebuked his opponent for deliberately leaving a deadly opening. The small wound was proof that the recent duel had almost ended his life. With a determined and confident gaze, he prepared to face the challenges ahead, a mysterious aura accompanying his every step. Suddenly, the young man smiled as he admitted defeat, surprising the old man who did not expect the fight to end so quickly. In a tense atmosphere, the old man challenged his opponent with a sharp gaze, because of his hidden strength that had not yet been revealed. Soon after, the mood shifted to one of final training before parting. The uncle tried to challenge him to a duel. Meanwhile, the young warrior gripped his weapon tightly. With burning determination, he was ready to try a different devilish art. His uncle could only stare in awe, admiring his extraordinary and ever-growing abilities. With confidence, she stepped forward. Her sharp, determined eyes hinted at something more than just entertainment. On the other hand, the uncle was also ready. In an instant, the demonic Emperor Chi exploded from the young man's body. The aura swept across the entire arena. A deadly aura began to envelop this long-haired man, signaling an inevitable intention to kill. With sharp eyes, he prepared himself for a battle that might be unavoidable. On the other hand, in the thick fog, the leaves glistened softly in the moonlight. In a gloomy atmosphere, an injured man expressed his gratitude for the kindness shown by his colleague. Then his two friends lifted his body to be moved. The stern-faced man questioned the actions that had been taken, expressing dissatisfaction and regret in his plans that had ended in chaos. The long-haired man replied, "The conflict between the Hao sect and the divine cult is heating up. Although Junpyeong is hated, his abilities are recognized, but the decision to eliminate him is considered a wise move for the future. This desire for revenge isn't just about taking a life. It's about destroying the Heavenly Alliance and raising the Hao sect to the peak of power." The leader of the Hao sect glares coldly, solidifying his resolve. He must prove himself worthy, and that starts by defeating this lowly beggar. His pride and the future of his sect are on the line. Then the old man with a gray beard stared intently and was surprised by that. With a deep voice full of experience, the elder emphasized that many people are destroyed because they are consumed by resentment. But this young man was different. He was able to see a path greater than simply seeking revenge. On the other hand, tensions rose when someone asked about the whereabouts of the young leader. Concern was clearly visible on their faces. The answer came: the young leader was inside the Namgung clan. Hearing that, the cult members were shocked, especially considering the tension between their group and that clan. Surprisingly, despite initial concerns, the red-haired man explained that the relationship between the young leader and the Namgung clan is now in good condition. The bearded man still couldn't believe it, because the swordsmen of the orthodox Murim family were considered their greatest enemies. Under the shadow of the gloomy night, the long-haired warrior reassured his companion calmly, "You don't need to worry." Gazing at the valley, he explained that the young leader with a keen survival instinct was believed to be safe with the Namgung clan, and he must convince everyone. In a place full of flowers, he is still waiting for a letter from Senior Kang. Then one of his soldiers said that the letter from the senior officer had not yet arrived. Suddenly something came at high speed. It seems like an enemy attack threatening the man with yellow hair. He started to be alert and looked around. The screen changes. The battle between the young warrior and his uncle continues. They finally faced each other, no longer as enemies, but as fellow swordsmen who recognized each other's abilities. Even the best swordsmen of Zhongyuan could not hide their surprise. The white-haired man asserted his superiority with confidence, but his smile implied something. If the battle came down to a matter of life and death, the outcome might not be so simple. Meanwhile, the young warrior appeared full of courage. He admitted how often he played with death. His uncle looked at him curiously, waiting for an answer about his powers. Then the young man explained that he hadn't even used his mind blade yet. His powerful aura surged, spreading an undeniable tension. The old man who heard this fell silent. That power was too dangerous if misused. Even he himself dared not imagine the consequences. In the end, he admitted defeat. Not because of the sword, but because of the mental pressure of that mind technique, which revealed his own limitations. They resumed their discussion, understanding how difficult it was to combine chi and balance the sword of mind, an art that only a handful could achieve. But on the other hand, he felt the pressure of the devil's art enveloping him with a thick blue aura, and it turned out that it was the man who was emitting the deadly aura. The uncle explained, "There is a foreign force that disturbs the balance." The young man could only be confused, trying to understand the meaning of this. The uncle also explained that there were some things that could not be taught and could only be discovered by oneself. That sentence made the young man feel uneasy. Uncle stared intently. issuing a warning that implied something terrifying, a dark fate that could drive his opponent mad. Those words shocked him. The image of becoming a vicious demon haunted him, showing him how difficult it would be to control the demonic arts. But amid that fear, the protagonist began to merge with nature. He absorbed the abundant wood chi, feeling new vitality surge through his body, a turning point that would change everything. The peaks are shrouded in mysterious fog. At the edge of the cliff, two people faced each other. One of them calmly revealed the truth. Only wood chi had saved him from the brink of death. That statement made the atmosphere even more tense. The old man explained again. Wood chi is the energy of spring, full of life and recovery. The young man listened intently, absorbing every hint to master that power. He imagined the Sky Dragon Palace planning something to maximize its power in the Madwood Forest. The uncle warned that even though his student could control evil chi, the nature of wood chi might still remain. A new doubt arose. Could the two energies truly coexist? On top of the cliff, he stood firm. He felt the dark pull of demonic arts creeping inside him, but he was determined to resist, even if he had to fight for his own soul. The uncle warned that mastering two devil arts was an almost impossible and very dangerous challenge. A serious expression appeared on his face. His incredulous gaze showed that he had just heard something shocking. Under the starry sky, a person stood tall. A powerful aura enveloped their body. Their determination was clear. They wanted to conquer the highest art of the devil. Dawn breaks, the sky turns red, bringing new hope. Below the cliff, they were still discussing something serious. He stared straight ahead, sharp, firm, and unwavering. With complete confidence, the protagonist declared that mastering the Demon Emperor's chi was not difficult for him. Suddenly, white legs with sharp claws appeared. A white tiger and a golden fox appeared, walking majestically. The uncle was shocked. His eyes welled up with tears when he realized that the rumor he had long dismissed as nonsense was actually true. With steady steps, the protagonist walked forward toward the white tiger and golden wolf. The golden fox immediately smiled happily when the protagonist stroked it. The golden fox returns affection with a lick. Suddenly, from a distance, the horseman appeared with a threatening aura. The demonic energy that enveloped them made the air feel tense as they raced past the steep cliffs. Meanwhile, he smiled casually, as if he knew what was going to happen. With determined steps, he prepared to enter the world of Murim. Even his uncle was surprised to hear his words. Two loyal animals stood by his side, symbols of strength and conviction. After that, the protagonist expressed his gratitude because his uncle had agreed to a duel. The uncle also thanked him and said goodbye. The two stared at each other. Their determination and tension were palpable, two souls who knew that each was walking toward a great destiny.